Breslau, 1865, Anderssen, master of the sacrifice, about to be outdone at his own game. White opens in the classical style, the king's pawn marching to the center. Black replies in the mirror, his pawn meeting white's head-on. Out comes the knight to f3, leaning on that central pawn. Anderssen develops to match, a knight to c6 shielding the pawn. Now the bishop glides to b5, the Spanish, oldest and most refined of duels. Quietly the knight settles on e7, a modest, old-fashioned placement. Zukertort builds, a pawn to c3 bracing the center for expansion. Calmly black takes a pawn to d6, lending the position a solid spine. Then white strikes the center, the pawn to d4 questioning black's foothold. Black brings the bishop to d7. Castled and safe, white tucks the king toward g1, the rook joining in. Overhops the knight to g6, reaching for more active squares. Watch, the knight springs to g5, leering at the soft point on f7. Sensing the threat, black jabs the knight with a pawn to h6. Here it comes, the knight ignores the attack and lands on f7, taking the pawn. Forced into the open, Anderssen's king captures the knight on f7. Up steps the bishop to c4 with check, and the king feels the wind. And here Anderssen slips, the king to e7, when e8 stayed far safer. Coolly the queen lifts to h5, joining the hunt with quiet menace. Disaster, the queen drops to e8, when c8 would have kept the king's escape open. Suddenly the queen drifts to g5 with check, offered, deliberately, to a waiting pawn. Naturally the pawn snaps up the queen, and for a moment Zukertort looks beaten. From its home square, untouched all game, the bishop swings to g5, checkmate.